At the beginning at the drama, workers in the fire rescue department are eating food. At that same time, the female lead, Shu Qin, is performing surgery. At that moment, the rescue alarm rings. The male lead, Song Yan, leaves his food and sets out for the rescue with his friends. On the other side, Shu Qin starts eating her food after the surgery. After a while, Song Yan's colleagues bring him to see her. Song Yan and Shu Qin start looking at each other, but when Shu Qin starts to check him, Song Yan gets up and leaves from there. Shu Qin goes after him, but Song Yan takes his fire truck and leaves. Song Yan sits sadly, and memories of high school start coming to him. After this, the rescue team instructor Suo comes to the garage searching for Song Yan, where Song Yan is troubled because of his tooth. He gives medicine to Song, but Suo, looking at Song, understands he is troubled. The next day, Shu Qin receives a call from a doctor. A fire has broken out in a nearby building. You have to go there on a mission. Song Yan is also going there. Then, as they are going into the building, Song Yan comes face to face with Shu Qin because she is an emergency doctor. Song Yan is shocked to see her, then gets busy with his work. Shu Qin becomes sad seeing him. The firefighters go inside for a few seconds. The building owner is shouting at them in anger, "You guys are not working properly." Then, a blast occurs in the building and they find out there are 60 cylinders in the building, so blasts will keep happening. Song Yan's life is in danger many times, but he is saved. However, he is worried about the people trapped in the building. He brings a girl out after saving her, and Dr. Shu Qin starts saving her life. Then Song Yan is in the building, and the officer orders, "Come out of the building because blasts are about to happen here." But Song Yan hears the sound of a child crying. He goes to save him. Just then, a blast occurs near him. Then Song comes out safely with the child. Seeing this, a smile comes to Shu Qin's face. Song Yan carries out the mission without caring for his life, so his boss gets angry at him because they are friends. In the next flashback, it is Shu Qin's first day in high school. She had appealed to Song at first sight, and he used to leave his class to keep looking at her. Then he got his transfer to Shu Qin's section and kept trying to talk to her. But Shu Qin was a girl of few words. Next, in the present, Suo has seen him with the doctor, so he asks Song, "Is she your ex-girlfriend? Can you not forget her?" Song says, "I have already overcome her." On the other side, Dr. Shu Qin opens a box in which there are memories of her high school. Shu Qin used to avoid everyone, but Song Yan used to try to get close to her, and once, Song Yan made friends with Shu Qin on the pretext of tasting candies. Shu Qin has even kept the packet of candies gifted by Song Yan. Shu Qin was a shy type of girl, so bully girls used to go after her, but Song Yan used to walk behind her as a bodyguard. Shu Qin has also kept his jacket. In the next scene, Shu Qin is going back from the hospital when the road is blocked due to an accident, and the ambulance has not arrived yet. So, Shu Qin parks her car and goes to save someone's life. But when she reaches there, she sees that the car is smashed and Song Yan is performing a rescue mission. Just then, the ambulance also arrives, so Shu Qin turns back from there. Song Yan also sees her leaving. After the mission, their instructor, Suo, brings soup for Song Yan because he has a toothache. Just then, Suo gets a call, so he goes aside to listen. Song becomes suspicious and says to him, "Do you think only you can recognize that something is bothering me? I have also been seeing you upset for a few days." But Suo does not share anything. The next day in the hospital, two teams are formed for the red zone, in which one team leader is Dr. Shu Qin, while the other is an ordinary doctor who is quite senior. Everyone goes happily into her team, but everyone keeps a distance from Shu Qin. No one wanted to go into her team, so eventually they had to join. On the other side, Song Yan is conducting training. A soldier does not wear the breathing apparatus correctly, so Song Yan says to him, "People who are victims there even snatch breathing apparatus because this is a battle of life and death. If you have not worn this correctly, it means you are playing with your life." Shu Qin has returned from the USA after a long time, so she goes to her school route. She starts having old memories of when she and Song Yan had become friends. Once, Song had to write "son" on the wall, but he wrote "o" instead of "u." Shu Qin goes to see that place. Then Shu Qin goes to Song's house and Song's sister, Miao, opens the door. Shu Qin asks Miao, "Where is Song?" Miao gets angry and says, "With what face are you asking about him now? Do you not remember what you did to him? Do not even think of coming back into my brother's life." Just then the aunt comes and says, "Song does not live here," and closes the door. In the next scene, a patient comes to Shu Qin who has a minor injury. Just then, a firefighter comes into the emergency who is very injured. Shu Qin gives medicine to the first patient and goes into the emergency. The patient's husband starts shouting, "You did not look at my wife properly," and catches Shu Qin's hand. Song catches that man's hand, stops him, and says to Shu Qin, "You go and do your work." As soon as Shu Qin comes out after treating that person, She looks for Song, but he has already left from there. Shu Qin asks a soldier who tells her, "Our chief has gone outside." So Shu Qin runs to him. Song speaks to her normally and says to Shu Qin, "There was nothing special between us. We were just high school friends, and whatever I have done just now is not for you, but for my friend who needed emergency treatment." Shu Qin says to him, "Can I take you for coffee to say thanks?" Song says, "There is a long line of girls waiting to buy me coffee. When your turn comes, I will call you." In a flashback, Song used to smoke, so Shu Qin gave him a lighter with her photo on it so that when he smoked, he would remember Shu Qin and quit. In the next scene, Shu Qin goes to her room and some of her things are missing. On the other side, Song's lighter is also lost, which he had kept safe for 10 years. Shu's photo was on it. Shu Qin asks her mom, "Where have my wooden sculptures gone?" Mom says to her, "Now you put these useless things aside and do some good work." Just then, Shu's cousin, Xiao Yixiao, arrives at their house, and there is a good friendship between the two siblings and him. The aunt says to Shu's brother Chen, "Now you should get married." So she gives an envelope to both Shu and Chen for a date. Xiao Yixiao says, "I have made a new bar. If you guys are ever upset, definitely come." On the other side, Song is searching for his lighter in the trash. Suo says to Song, "To this day, you have not been able to forget her. That is why you are going around holding a 10-year-old lighter to your chest." Song says to him, "We separated because there was a difference in our social status. I do not think I am ever worthy of her because it is impossible for me to end the difference in social status. I can never become worthy of her." Suo says to him, "If you cannot get her, then try to forget her and move forward." On the other side, Chen comes to Shu and gives her advice. "You choose one of these boys. They will all be better than Song." Hearing this, Shu gets angry. Then both go to Xiao Yixiao's bar. In the bar, Shu finds out the fire rescue team will come for the testing of the new bar, so she quickly gets up with an excuse that perhaps Song will also come there. But when she goes and sees, Officer Lee tells her the work of checking is not for the firefighters. They have a separate department. So Shu becomes upset. Just then, Xiao Yixiao comes to her. Shu tells him, "I met Song." Xiao Yixiao explains to her, "After what happened in the past, it is not possible for you two to be one. So it is only possible that you forget him and move forward." In the bar, Shu Qin remembers something. When she was very shy in school, she had come to a bar with Song where a couple was kissing. Seeing this, she had felt shy, so Song had covered her eyes. With this memory, Shu cannot stay still and immediately goes to the rescue department to meet Song. She goes there and tells them, "Tell Song Shu has come to meet him." But Song, hearing her name, has it said, "I am not in the dormitory." But Song is standing at the door in front of Shu and wants to show, "I am right here, but I will not meet you." Shu becomes sad seeing him. Suo says to Song, "Go and meet her." Song says, "This girl has no importance for me, so why should I go to meet her?" Song goes home on vacation. The aunt becomes happy seeing him. At the dining table, the aunt asks him, "Did Shu Qin come to meet you? Do you still have feelings for her?" Song says, "I hate her. When I see her face, she seems like a stranger to me." Then Song remembers that he once brought Shu Qin to his house, and his family members behaved well with her. Shu Qin also likes that house and says, "This is so lively and full of love that I can spend my whole life in it." But after a few days, Shu comes there with her mom and meets Song and says to him, "There is a large difference between your status and mine. I wanted to have fun with you and I did, but now you have become very boring. Please do not bother me anymore. I feel suffocated in your small house. See the difference between your status and mine, and recognize your position." She leaves from there. Song runs behind her car. Song comes to Shu Qin's house and writes, "I will wait for you in the park," and he often used to wait for her, but she never used to come. In the present, a storm alert is given in the city. Song has to come back to work the day after his vacation. There's an emergency in Shu Qin's hospital, and as Shu is going in a hurry, her car gets stuck in an underpass and water starts entering the car. Then she calls 119 for rescue. The car starts filling with water and she feels, "I will drown and die right here." Just then, firefighters come to save her. By shining a torch on the car, Song realizes Shu Qin is in the car. So he takes the car out of the water, breaks the glass, saves Shu, and carries her away. Shu hugs Song the whole way. Song says to Shu, "Leave me. Do not come so close to me." He orders a jacket for her. Shu asks him, "At the time of rescue, did you know that I was stuck on the road?" Song says angrily, "If even a dog were stuck in your place, I would have saved him just like this. In such a heavy storm, could you not stay at home?" Shu says, "My profession is also like yours. It is about saving lives." Hearing this, Song goes into the boat. Shu goes to the hospital. A patient has come to her who needs emergency surgery, but at that time, the surgeon is not there. Other doctors tell Shu Qin not to do it, but Shu Qin says, "I will do this procedure on my own responsibility. Anyway, he is not going to survive." Then, Shu Qin saves the patient's life. When the chief surgeon comes, Shu Qin gets a scolding. What you did was very risky. You cannot be the luckiest every time. Shu wanted to say a lot, but the chief left from there. Shu Qin dries the jacket given by Song and keeps it with her. After this, they show Song's mom and dad, through which it is revealed that these are not Song's real parents. They had adopted him because his real father had died, and his mother had also left him and gone overseas. Next, Shu finds out about Song's whereabouts. Xiao Yixiao tells her, Song is on vacation and has gone to his house. Shu Qin goes to his house and says to him at the door, I have come to return your jacket and I want to say thanks for rescuing me. Song says to her, all those things have no meaning. What can you give me in thanks? Will you marry me? Shu is about to say yes when immediately Song says to her, what did you think? That even today I'm sitting with you settled in my heart? Many years have passed. I forgot you a long time ago. There is a line of girls like you in front of me. Shu becomes sad and says to Song, can we come into a relationship again? Can we be like before? But Song refuses her and leaves. In the next scene, when Shu is at the hospital, she receives an emergency call. A very big accident has occurred on the highway, so we need staff along with the ambulance. Shu gets her team ready and reaches there. There, Song is also visible to her. There, a car had fallen into a ditch and got stuck. The driver's seat was crushed. The rescue team cuts the roof of the car. The driver is in pain, so Dr. Shu reaches there and gives him a drip. As they are lifting the patient up, Shu is about to collide with a sharp part of the car. Just then, Song catches her, but he himself gets injured. Song's mission is completed, so Shu goes behind him and says, you will have to go to the hospital with me. Song does not agree, so Officer Suo scolds him and sends him to the hospital. In the hospital, Dr. Shu tells Song, take off your shirt so I can do the treatment. Song says, I want to change the doctor. Shu says, everyone is busy and you have no choice, just like I had no choice the day you rescued me from the car. Song agrees and gets stitches without anesthesia. Shu says to Song, you will have to come to the hospital every day to get your bandage changed. In reality, this is an excuse to meet, and Song also understands this. He says to Shu, why are you doing this? Why do you want to meet me again? Why do you want a relationship again? Is it so that you can have fun? And when you get bored, you leave me again? Shu says, have you been able to forget me in all these years? Why do you save my life? The way you save my life and help me clearly shows that I am not just a victim to you. Song says, it is just because you are different from everyone, because I once loved you. Then an officer comes and puts a shirt on Song. This is so she can tell Shu he has moved on from you. Shu asks Song, is she your girlfriend? Song says, what happened between you and me concerns us. It did not happen with anyone else. Shu says, what was my age when I left you? I depended on my mother and father. I could not rebel against them. Song says, you dumped me as if one dumps a dog. You could have explained it to me. You did not even look back. At that time, I was young and could bear the pain, but now if this happens to me one more time, I will not be able to bear it. I will die, and the one who can leave once can leave a second time. That is why I do not hate you, but I do not want any relationship with you. He comes out of the room, and Officer Lee has brought shoes for Song. Song does not speak to her, so she understands this is his ex-girlfriend. Next, Shu finds out from a test report. The man from the car accident has a rare disease, and the virus could be transferred to other people from his blood. Shu tells everyone, get a checkup, and calls Song and 4 members of his team too. Now they will also have to get a blood test. While everyone is getting their test done, Shu Qin says to Song, the medicine for one person is missing. I suggest that you take this antivirus now because you also had a wound at that time, so there are more chances of you being infected. Song decides, I am the chief, so I will not take the medicine. Song gives all 3 medicines to his boys and thinks, if my life is lost in this uniform, I will always be proud. Shu Qin comes and sees that Song has given the medicine to the staff, so she says to him, today you will have to stay in the hospital. Shu contacts everyone and manages to get that medicine from somewhere and says, what I am doing is my profession. If you do not want to keep any relationship with me, I respect your decision. When Song returns to duty, Suo says to him, I am thinking of getting my job transferred. Song wants to stop him, but is unable to say it. Suo says, I know this is typical of you. What is in your heart, you do not speak. You know this is possible for you. The next day, Song finds Suo's transfer application in his room, so he gets angry and says to Suo, all the trainees are new and I need you. How will I manage all this alone? Suo says, I am tired and the salary is not good here either. Song says, fine. If you want to go, then go, and there is no need to worry about things here. You are doing this for money. At night, Shu Qin goes to a bar with Chen, where she meets Yu Xiao. A friendship forms between them, and they have a drinking competition, which Shu Qin wins. Chen takes Shu Qin to her apartment and puts her to sleep, and lies down on the sofa outside. He remembers when he first met Shu Qin. Shu Qin's parents had died in an accident, and Chen's parents had adopted her. Chen always considered himself her elder brother. Song's team goes on a mission which is in Shu Qin's building. When Shu Qin opens the door, Song is standing in front of her. Then she finds out, from the department above mine, a child is hanging down whose hand is stuck. The rescue team rescues the child. Dr. Shu brings the first aid box and treats the child. Song, even if he does not want to, keeps looking at her again and again. The child's parents also arrive there. The child thanks both of them. Shu Qin says to a firefighter, "Give me Song's number." He gives the number but takes a promise. "Do not tell my name that I leaked it." Song cleans up the mess that was created and comes out. Shu Qin gives tea to Song, and since his wrist was injured, Shu bandages it. Song looks at her repeatedly. Shu says to Song, "Our work will be busier due to emergencies, but my work is not that dangerous. You protect people while keeping your life in your hands." Then he leaves from there. Shu calls out from the balcony, "Song, you are free this weekend, right?" But Song says nothing and leaves. Next, Shu gets Song's number, so she is very happy and messages Song, but she is called for an emergency. Song does not know her number. Meow calls him and says, "Brother, I have bought warm clothes for you." In the office of the rescue team, the boys are joking with each other. Song is also standing there. Just then, a boy says to Song, "Some girl is waiting for you outside." Everyone thinks about who it could be. Song says, "My sister must have come," but that boy tells everyone, it is not his sister, but the doctor who has come. So everyone runs to see. Song comes outside and Shu Qin is there. Shu Qin says to Song, "I was passing through here, so I thought I would come and see you." Song's colleagues are hiding and watching them. Shu says to Song, "What a good citizen I am. Yesterday I gave you my apartment to use for the rescue. Should you not give me a food treat?" Song says, "I gave you an answer on WeChat too." Shu says, "Fine. If not food, at least give me some tea or coffee." Song says, "If you are such a good citizen, then I should put a garland around you and hang your photo here too." Shu is being insistent, so Song agrees to a dinner. The next day, Shu Qin wakes up happily because it is her lunch date today. She does not know how to get ready, so she calls Yu Xiao. Yu Xiao does her makeup. On the other side, Song thinks, "I should get a haircut and get ready." Just then, Suo comes and says to Song, "Your hair has become quite long. Why don't I give you a haircut?" Song could not say no, so he agrees. Suo was trying to reconcile, but Song had an ego. Shu arrives at the designated place before the time. When Song arrives, it is raining. Shu takes Song to a place for lunch. Song is surprised to see that place because their childhood memories were connected to it. Song had brought Shu to this restaurant to eat for the first time. When Shu orders, she orders the same things they had eaten there 10 years ago. Song understands she wants to relive our memories. When the food arrives, Shu says, "The taste here has not changed at all." Song says, "You might feel that way, but the taste here has changed a lot." Shu says, "The taste of the food has not changed. Rather, your taste has changed." Song says, "Yes, things I liked in the past I do not like at all today." Song leaves his food in the middle. Since Shu wants to spend as much time as possible with him, she is eating slowly and starts tying her hair. Song keeps looking at her even if he does not want to, but he scolds her and says, "Can you not eat quickly?" Hearing this, Shu starts eating very fast. She is doing cute acting from her side, so Song says to her, "Now you have grown up. These actions of acting cute do not suit either of us anymore." He leaves her there and says, "I am waiting for you outside the restaurant. You finish your food." When Song comes outside, he gets a call from Meow. "The police have caught me." Song is about to leave her to go, but Shu says, "I will drop you." So then Song takes a lift from her. Song feels like an alien in her luxury car and says to Shu, "I do not need any of your connections. You drop me and go away from there." On the way, Shu says something or the other about Meow. Despite Song's refusal, Shu goes inside the police station with him. Meow had been caught selling fake things. Selling such things is a crime. They ask her about her supplier, but Meow does not tell. Song gets very angry at her and says, if she does not tell, then call her university. Then Shu comes forward and says, "Just let me talk to Meow alone for 2 minutes. I will explain it to her." Shu goes to the side and tries to explain to Meow, but Meow gets angry at her. "Who are you to explain to me? Have you forgotten what you did to my brother?" Shu explains to her, "Your future is bright. You will get a good job after university. By getting stuck in these small matters, you will be expelled from university too." Meow understands through these words and gives the supplier's number to the police. Then, it is revealed, the number belonged to a scammer. Now, Meow will be released only after paying a fine of 100,000 for selling fake things. Song becomes troubled hearing this and calls some contacts, but it does not work. So, Shu thinks, why don't I help Song? And calls Xiao Yixiao. Chen, who is with Xiao Yixiao, also hears everything. Shu could not pay herself because her mom checked all her records, where the money has gone. Xiao Yixiao reaches the police station, and Chen also arrives there behind him. Seeing Chen Meng, Song's blood starts to boil, and he says to Shu, "You go away from here and take them with you. I do not want anyone's help." Chen gets angry. "The person my sister is caring for is behaving rudely with her." So Shu takes Song outside and explains to him, "This girl's future will be ruined when she is suspended from university. And what will happen to your uncle and aunt? They have only one daughter." Shu finds out from Xiao Yixiao. Chen has connections far and wide and has even called the IG. The one who is doing the smuggling will be caught very soon, and Miao's name will also be removed from it. Shu comes to Song, and Song says to her, "I will return this money to you within 3 days." The IG arrives there, and seeing Chen's power, Song feels himself to be small. When Miao arrives there and sees the people of the Meng family, she says, "Even if I have to stay in jail, I do not want to take their help." So Song explains to Miao and takes her away from there. Shu is watching Song go when her brother Chen catches Shu and puts her in the car. Then both siblings fight on the way. Shu says, "This is my life, and I will live it however I want." Chen says, "If you are passing time, it's fine, but in the long term, you cannot stay with him. Mommy will never agree." Song has gone to attend a seminar where they are discussing new technology. A man named Zhang Yu arrives there and begins to brief them about using robotics in firefighter technology. Song raises some objections. As human beings, we are not that advanced because our job as firefighters is such that we have to make decisions that a machine cannot make. Zhang Yu is impressed by his words and wants to befriend him, but Song does not. Then, Song and Miao are sitting in a restaurant. Miao asks Song, "Brother, do you still like her?" Song says, "I wish I had not met her. Ever since I met her, I feel like meeting her again and again." Miao says, "If you still like her, then next time I will speak to her a bit more politely." On the other side, Xiao Yixiao explains to Shu, "If he also has the same feelings for you, then it is fine. If that is not the case, then all this is useless." Miao says to Song, "You try dating her once. It is possible that your conflict gets resolved and you both can move on." Then the rescue team goes on a mission where a girl has climbed up a building to commit suicide. So Supervisor Suo comes with his team and goes up to try and convince that girl, but she jumps. So Suo quickly catches her, and they come down with a rope, but during this, he gets injured. When Song returns, he finds out that Suo performed very well in the mission. So he comes to Suo and says to him, "Forgive me. I said a lot of things about you. In reality, I have become cold-hearted, and sometimes I become selfish. I should have understood you. You are my best friend." Then both reconcile and decide, whether Suo stays here or not, we will remain friends. Then Suo receives a message from that girl whom he had saved. "You have given me a new life. You are my hero." He feels proud of this and thinks, "I will spend 1 more year in this same station," and tears up his transfer application. Song meets his boss and says to him, "Please approve the transfer application that Suo has given. I will manage the station alone." But Mr. Gao says, "Suo has not sent me any application." Song feels embarrassed about this. Suo has gone on a mission with his team where a very fierce fire has broken out. It is found that when the last blast occurred, Suo remained inside at that time. So those people go to save him and find that he has become very injured. When Song finds out about this, he runs to reach the hospital. He learns that his life has been saved, but he is not well at all. One of his hands is not working and his face is also burnt. Song cries a lot and thinks, "I had said so many things to him. He has made such a sacrifice for our department." Suo is very strong and tells him not to cry. Suo asks him, "Did the girl whose life I went inside to save survive?" That girl was very beautiful, but now she will not be the same as before. Then when Suo recovers, a ceremony is arranged by their department to retire Suo. Song stands very sad, watching him go. Suo meets all the students, then meets Song and says to him, "My prayer is that you always stay safe." Before he could say anything more, the fire alarm rings and everyone sets out for their mission. Suo leaves this place forever with a heavy heart. Then Shu Qin's mom says to her, "I have given you so many photos. Select at least one from them." Then she opens the envelope and selects the very first photo. That boy's name is Zhang Yu. She gives Zhang Yu's number to Shu and says, "Talk to him and select a place for a date." The next day, Shu goes home and her mom is sitting with a receipt and asks Chen, "Where did 100,000 from your account go?" Shu had not thought of this. She used to feel, "I am an adopted daughter, so my balance is checked." But the mom checked even her son for every single rupee. Chen says, "A friend of mine needed it, so I gave it to him." Then the mom says to Shu, "Message Zhang Yu right now and ask to meet somewhere." She also checks Shu's mobile. After this, Shu goes to meet Zhang Yu. Both feel awkward with each other. Zhang Yu begins to tell her about his series. Just then, Shu receives a message. 100,000 has been transferred to your account. Song sends this money back. Shu makes an excuse. "I have received an emergency call. I have to go to the hospital from here." Shu sits in the car and messages Song, "Will you come for dinner?" Song says, "Fine, we will meet." Next, Shu is having lunch with her mom, and the mom asks her, "How was the date with Zhang Yu?" So Shu tells her, "I had to leave early due to an emergency." And, "Mom, I like someone else." Mom says, remember, do not force me to be strict. Let it not be that history repeats itself. In a flashback when Shu had gone abroad, Song used to write letters to her. But Shu's mom used to burn those letters and never let Shu know. The next day, Shu's dad has called her and asks Shu, your mom is arranging blind dates for you. You have no interest in them, so tell the truth. Is that boy Song still settled in your heart today? Shu says, yes. So the dad says, your mom is never going to accept this. We are your parents. We will only want your well-being. Now the decision is in your hands. If you want freedom, then you will have to leave this family. Now it is either that boy or our family. Hearing this, Zhu remembers, my mom found out I was refusing to study abroad because I liked Song. Mom says angrily, this boy is not getting admission to a good university. So what will his future be tomorrow? If you want to ruin your future with him, then make a decision. Do you have to stay with us or with that boy? It was only after this that Shu had broken up with Song. Shu Qin has called Song to meet, so Song comes to meet her. While both are eating food, Shu Qin is nervous and confused. Shu says to Song, you have helped me 2 or 3 times and I have helped you in that police issue, so it means we are fair and square. Hearing this, Song understands. The girl who was courting me until yesterday is talking like this today. This means that family pressure has come upon her again, and she has again tried to take the other path. Song says, fine. Whatever has happened to me is actually the fault of that day when my eyes fell on you and I had love at first sight. That is why I have to bear all this. Then, suddenly, a noise breaks out, that a fire has started somewhere. Song runs and sees that some people were trapped in a restaurant and goes inside to save them. Song saves the life of a chef. Then a girl's voice comes who is hidden under a table, so Song picks her up and brings her outside. That girl is Yu Xiao. Song takes the fire equipment and starts extinguishing the fire. Yu Xiao is impressed by him and asks Shu about him. Do you know this boy? If you have his number, give it to me. Shu tells her nothing. She just gives her Song's number. Yu Xiao calls Song right in front of a Shu and says to Song, I am that same girl whom you just saved. Song says, I did not even notice you. Yu Xiao talks to Song, I want to give you a treat. So Song refuses her and cuts the call. Seeing this, Shu feels happy in her heart. Song goes back to the department and starts taking out his anger on a punching bag. He remembers how Shu came back into his life. One time she asked me to be her boyfriend, and the second time she again threw me out of her life. Am I a toy, or am I so inferior that she changed her mind? Zhu is also very upset, so she says to Xiao Yixiao on a call, I have to talk to you about something. I will come to meet you at your bar. Xiao Yixiao goes to his office, and Yu Xiao is already sitting there. Chen also reaches there. As soon as Shu arrives there and sees both of them, her mood gets spoiled. Then Yu Xiao tells them, I have found a hot boy. I want to take him on a date, but he is refusing again and again. Just then, she receives a message and jumps with joy because she has received a reply from the hot boy. While leaving, she also tells his name. Hearing it, Xiao Yixiao and Chen are surprised, but Shu's heart breaks. Shu has many drinks and leaves the bar alone. Chen and Xiao Yixiao also go after her. Shu sits in a taxi and leaves. Chen and Xiao Yixiao are also behind her. Instead of going to her house, Shu goes to Song's house and forcibly enters his house and stands outside his room. Miao says, my brother has gone on a date and might not even return tonight. Shu sees Song's shoes, so she picks them up and starts throwing them here and there. Song also arrives there. Before he could say anything, Xiao Yixiao arrives there and starts taking Shu away forcibly. But Shu stops and, because of him going on a date with someone else, pushes him and says, you do not deserve me because I love you more than you love me. And she says, what should I do? I am helpless. I never want to hurt the parents who raised me or go against them, but what should I do about this heart which does not stop loving you? These days, I am working so hard in my field so that I can become professionally independent, so that my parents can also be proud of me and I can live my life freely. I am a girl, I am weak, but look at how much I am doing to get you. But what effort have you made to be with me? I left you out of helplessness because I was dependent on my parents. But you know very well, I have not been able to move on from you in all these years. I always tried to move towards you, putting my ego aside. Why are you always so rude? Song keeps listening to her words silently. Xiao Yixiao takes Shu away from there. Miao wanted to explain to Shu, I have something to explain on behalf of my brother, but Song stops her. He himself starts running after Shu, but by the time he reaches, Chen takes Shu away in his car. Song sits on the roof thinking about Shu's words. While leaving, Shu had said, after today, I will not even see your face. The next day, Song decides, I will go to Shu, I will clear the misunderstandings between her and me, and I will give my love life one more chance. Miao tells him not to, do not go after her, but Song does not listen. Shu receives a call from Song. He says, I want to meet you. Shu says, meet me outside my apartment. Shu goes to meet Song while hiding from her family. Song asks Shu, have you had breakfast? Shu says, you come into my apartment and make breakfast for me. Shu did not know how to cook, so she had kept only rice in the house. Song makes rice for her. After the incident last night, both do not understand where to start the conversation. Then Song says to Shu, last night you were drunk, so you said that after today you do not want to see my face. So now you tell me, do you say that again? Shu remains silent. Song says, if you have the courage for our relationship, then I am also ready to take a stand. I will neither cheat on you, nor will I leave you alone. You will always find me standing with you. I know I am not like you in family background and status. Will you be able to face the world? I am also ready to face everything with you. I give you a last chance. Either we become one forever or we will never even see each other's face. Having said this, he leaves. Shu is thinking while crying. What decision do I have to make? Chen comes to take Shu to the apartment to drop her at the hospital. Shu says to Chen, do you know there are some wild animals who are kept captive since childhood and are also shown love? They can never break their chains. When they grow up, even then, they remain afraid and keep being blackmailed by the care that their owner gave them. Our condition is also like this. We cannot live our life by our own will. Everyone says Song is not worthy of me, but I say I am not worthy of him. Chen says, we leave China and go abroad. But this is not acceptable to Shu. A new instructor comes to the rescue department in Suo's place. It is Jung Yu. Song is surprised to see him. On the other side, interviews for researchers are happening in the Shu's hospital. Shu brings her CV, shows it to everyone, and says, I have not made any recommendation. Give me a chance. Then Dr. Shu passes the test. Next, after finishing all the day's work, Jung Yu comes into the room. Jung Yu's room is shared with Song. Seeing Jung Yu makes Song remember Suo, and he goes for a walk. When he comes back to the room, he gets very angry at Jung Yu. How did you touch my chest? Many of his and Suo's memories were connected to it, and the last move they had played, he had kept it saved just like that. Jung Yu tries to befriend him and says, I am also very good at chess. Why don't we play together someday? Due to the hardships of his life, Song does not befriend anyone so quickly. The next day, some survivor has sent food for the rescue team, so all the boys start eating happily. Then, Song comes and says to them, it is our rule that we cannot accept gifts given by anyone. But Jung Yu says to Song, it is fine that this is a rule, but how can we waste so much food now? Then, Song goes outside and calls Yu Xiao. He understands. Yu Xiao sent these and says to her, you are bothering me again and again. I told you that nothing can work between us. Yu Xiao was not one to give up, so Song says to her, you are Shu Qin's friend. Do you know she is my first love? And cuts the call. Yu Xiao goes to Shu Qin with a drink and says to her, why did you not tell me that firefighter is your ex-boyfriend? Shu Qin apologizes. Yu Xiao says, fine, but I have some standards. I stay quite far from the friends and boyfriends of my friends. This is my bottom line. Then Yu Xiao finds out Shu Qin and Song have family issues, so Yu Xiao advises her, rebel against them. Shu Qin says, I am a junior doctor. Once I become independent, then I will try to convince my family. On other side, many boys in the fire station were not accepting Jung Yu, so Jung Yu had resolved to prove himself. He wanted to mold himself according to the tough training of this station. There is training for some boys. They have to do mountain climbing with a heavy load. Jung Yu decides to go with them. He had never done such hard training before, but he does not give up. All the boys return, but Jung Yu had not returned. Darkness is spreading and rain also starts. They are about to go in search of him when Jung Yu returns. Jung Yu is doing all this to prove himself, like these boys are. I am not someone appointed by recommendation. At night, when Jung Yu comes to the room, there are blisters on his feet. Song had kept medicine for him. Shu's mom has come to Shu's apartment. Shu says to her mom, can you give me a little freedom? Mom says, I ignore many of your things, such as why you went to the police station that day and for what Chen had paid the fine. I told you that Song and his family are indecent. Shu cannot bear it, so she says, do you know it was in this apartment that Song made porridge for me? That day I felt that this is a home. Mom says, he made a bowl of porridge and you forgot us? We got you an apartment near the hospital and a job in such a big hospital. Shu says, I got the job because of my own skills. Mom says, you got the job because your surname is Meng. In a flashback, from the company where Song's father used to work, many workers were fired. So Song's father gathered all the workers to get them their rights. This company belonged to the Meng family. When they find out about Song's father being involved with the workers, they fire him from the company on the charge of taking bribes. After losing the job, Song's mom had left Song and his father and gone away. After Song's mom left, one day Song's father had not come home. So Song goes outside and sees that he was lying outside in the snowfall while drunk. Song tries to wake him up, but he had frozen and died in the cold. Next, the rescue team goes on a mission where they have to remove a beehive. The new workers say, "We will go forward." It is Peng's first mission. He says, "Make a video of me working. I will show it to my mother." While making the video, after removing one hive, he fails to remove the second and starts falling down. Song goes forward and catches him, but the bees had bitten him and made his condition worse. Song is brought to Shuqin. Song is feeling ashamed that the bees bit him on that spot. Shu tells him, "Remove your pants," but he is feeling shy and says, "Just do the treatment like this. Is there no male doctor here?" The nurses, seeing that the boy is shy, leave from there. Shu says, "You are just a patient for me. Gender does not matter." Song has to do exactly that by placing a stone on his heart. Song is very shy when his treatment is done. Some people come inside. As Song is about to leave from there, Chen is also going to the hospital. Chen stops Song and says to him, "Do not think that if you hover around my sister, her heart will melt. There is a wall of status between you two." Song says, "Perhaps you do not know I am an expert at breaking walls. And do you put restrictions on your sister? Your own life is so miserable. First, remove the restrictions from yourself. The one on whom you assert such a right is not your real sister." Hearing this, Chen becomes sad. Then at night, the rescue team alarm rings. A fire had broken out somewhere. Everyone starts going there. The people here say, "This place was about to be demolished, so no one could be present here." But Song is suspicious, and he finds some clues in the aerial footage which make it seem there will be some trap here. Then, along with extinguishing the fire, they start the rescue. All juniors and seniors start rescuing. There is a woman on the first floor. They rescue her. Then Song sees a child's slipper, so he looks here and there. He sees the child was lying under a table and saves her. In the meantime, Song's contact with his friends is disconnected. His oxygen cylinder is also about to finish and the building starts to collapse. Jiang Yu orders everyone come out! But nothing is known about Song. Then, after a while, Song also comes out with a child. The child's condition is serious, so they take her to the emergency. The lady whose life they had saved did not survive. Song smiles seeing all the juniors because they had done a good job and says, "Today, in this happiness, I am going to give everyone a treat." In the hospital, that child's condition is not good, so all the doctors are arguing what kind of treatment should be given to her. Dr. Yang does not agree with the treatment Dr. Shu suggests because there was more danger in it. On the other side, Song has taken everyone for a treat to the same restaurant where he had taken Shu and feeds them Shu's favorite fried chicken. The chief surgeon arrives at the hospital. He likes Shu's decision. The doctors praise Shu and they hope that the child will soon regain consciousness. Shu messages Song, "The chief surgeon liked my decision, and the doctors hope the child will regain consciousness." Then Song finds out the mother of the child I saved has left her and gone with some rich man. Hearing this, Song remembers his own childhood. Now in the hospital, they say from the reports, "You give some message to this child's mother because these days news has spread on social media to search for the mother." Shu says this child will live a battle of life because her mother had left her alone once before too. Now she does not deserve her. Song also hears this and then comes to Shu and asks, "I have heard from the media that you had decided not to perform surgery on this child. You have become very brave. You take bold decisions." Shu says, "You have also become very brave. You set out on such big missions without caring for your life." Song had come to give that child her toy, which she had held in her hand at the time of rescue. Song remembers that he had gone outside his mother's house with Shu and sees that his mother's husband has come home drunk and is not behaving well with his mother. Seeing this, Song says sadly, "This cannot be my mother. I will never come to see her again." Shuhin says to him, "My mother says we can buy every happiness with money." Song says, "My mother also used to think exactly like this." In the present, Shutin comes to Song and asks, "Are you free this weekend?" He is free, but Shu receives a call from her mother, and she says to Shu Qin, "Jiang Yu's mother wants to meet you this weekend." Shu Qin refuses, "I have no understanding with Jiang Yu," but the mother says, "If you are at the hospital that day, I will bring them right there." Shu Qin is unable to refuse the mother, so she has to refuse to meet Song. On the weekend, Shu Qin is sitting with both aunts. Jiang Yu's mother says, "These days, where do children listen to anyone? Your daughter chose to become a doctor, and my son is also just like that. He has left the family business and is doing a hectic job because of his hobby. Fate has brought two similar people together." Then, Shu asks Jiang Yu, "Do you like me?" Jiang Yu says, "You are a nice lady. I don't think I like you." Shu tells Jiang Yu, "I like someone else, but my parents do not agree at all." Jiang Yu says, "I will have to help with this." When both families are having lunch, Jiang Yu says some such things which he knew the aunt would not like. Shu Qin thanks him with her eyes. Then Song is waiting for a taxi when Officer Lee's car passes from there, so she gives him a lift. When their car stops at a signal, Zhuqin also stops there in her car. So she says, hey, seeing Song, but seeing Miss Lee with Song, she becomes troubled. Then, moving forward, Miss Lee says to Song, how can that girl do like this to you? You were poor. That is why she dumped you. Why do you not show her that girls more elegant than her standing waiting for you? Song says to her, this is my internal matter, and I cannot allow any outsider in this. A fire alarm rings in the rescue station and they set out on a mission. The people there say some hikers had gone hiking illegally on the mountains. Since then, there has been no trace of them. The rescue team, taking a local guide along, starts searching on the map for that place where those hikers could be. When they see a possibility, they set out on the mission. Song is on the mountains with his team. They are unfamiliar with this place, so they face a lot of difficulty. Then they find some hikers trapped. Song is not understanding anything, so he calls Dr. Shu because that patient's condition was bad. She was not allowing herself to be controlled. Here, Shu helps him and tells him, this is how first aid is given for a broken bone. Then they are rescuing the hikers and taking them away when a rescue member's foot slips and he falls into a ditch and his foot gets stuck under a stone. Song goes to rescue him, so the hikers get angry. The cold is increasing. First rescue us, then you can take out your companion. Shu is getting worried for Song. Let him not get stuck in the mountains. After rescuing everyone, they rescue Song. Song sees that Zhuqin has made many calls and messages, so he messages her, I am fine. Then a discussion of the rescue teams is happening. We were taught to give first aid, but we could do nothing about complex injuries, which resulted in the loss of many people's lives. Here, everyone decides, a medical unit should be called to our fire station, and we will move forward by collaborating with their team. Zhang Yu goes to the commissioner and presents his idea. He knew how to present ideas well, and he had also made a report. The commissioner likes the report very much and says, I will try to have the minister approve this quickly. After a few days, progress is made on this idea, so Zhang Yu and Song are going to discuss the collaboration with the hospital management. Just then, Zhuqin and Song collide. Zhang Yu asks them, do you two know each other? One of them says yes and one no. So from this, Zhang Yu thinks these two are ignoring each other. Chen has also come to the hospital for a regular checkup. Chen says to Zhuqin, come, I will take you for lunch. But Shu is busy. Just then, Zhang Yu and Song are coming after the meeting. Zhang Yu starts introducing Chen to Song. Those two look at each other with eyes that could devour the other and say a dry, hello. Zhuqin goes to her director and says, I also want to participate in the fire rescue team. Then, Zhuqin's team is selected from the hospital for the rescue, and they will go to work at the rescue station. The next day, Zhuqin reaches the fire rescue station with her team. The firefighters welcome them, and Song even shakes hands with Zhuqin. While walking around, Zhuqin comes outside Song's room, so Song stops her right there. Then, Zhang Yu arrives and says, come. You can see too because half the room is mine. As soon as Song goes out of the room, Zhang Yu asks Zhuqin, is this the same boy whom you like? Shu just smiles. The next day, Zhuqin and her team come for training wearing the firefighter's uniform, which is very loose for them. Song says their uniform will have to be changed from tomorrow. After delivering a short lecture, their running starts. After the training, Song brings water for Shu and says, I know you used to catch the flu quickly. Why have you come to such tough training? You should have stayed in the hospital. Shu says, I am no longer the high school Shu. Are you worried about me? Song says, let it not be that you people go for a rescue and we have to save you people. Shu says, if both teams collaborate well with each other, then there will be no difficulty. Everyone eats food in the canteen and leaves, but Shu is still eating. On this, Song says, even now you are a slow eater. Shu is eating less food, so Song makes her sit and says, you are a doctor. You need more stamina. Then when the girls go to take a shower, a firefighter used to stand outside like a standing guard so that no one enters by mistake. And when the nurses see this, they find it quite cute. Next, both teams are sitting together. Zhang Yu says, today Dr. Shu will be our trainer. Dr. Shu says, I need a dummy. So Zhang Yu starts coming, but all the friends get together and push Song forward. Song comes and lies down in front of Shu. Shu begins to give training to everyone on how to stop bleeding, and Song gets lost in it. Shu says to Song, Mr. Song, you are distracting me. For the next step, Shu says to him, take off your shirt. So Song is a bit shy at first, then he takes off the shirt. Shu tells everyone that if someone suffocates at a fire scene, what its symptoms are and how it is treated. Shu calls a firefighter for help, so all the boys start coming one by one. In the meantime, Song has had enough and he gets up and leaves. Then, the medical team has fire rescue training. For safety, they attach a firefighter. Then, when it is Shu's turn, Zhang Yu takes Song's name. Song sends another fighter in his place. Shu's physical training is good, so she completes the task quickly. After this, Dr. Shu meets Song in the gym, who was running on the treadmill. Song also comes beside her. He increases the speed, so Shu also keeps increasing her speed and asks Song angrily, "Why did you not make a team with me? Do you want to avoid me?" Song stops Shu's treadmill and says, "I did this because then everyone stops working and starts gossiping, and their attention comes to us. There is no reason other than this, nor am I avoiding you." Then, as Shu starts to leave from there, she gets cramps in her leg. So Song catches Dr. Shu's foot and starts massaging it so that the pain in her foot goes away. But when they turn and look, some firefighters are looking at them as if a scene from a romantic film is going on. When Song glares at them, they get busy with their workout. Song feels embarrassment, so he leaves from there. Then, Shu also leaves from there. The next night, while walking, Shu sees Song's dog. Then she finds out that he has named the dog Meng, so she is surprised and starts making friends with the dog. Shu says, "How quickly we have become friends. He is sweet like me." Song says, "Both of you have the surname Meng, right? That is why you both are one family. That is why you have become friends." Shu keeps shouting from behind and Song leaves from there. Then, at night, a bus is going somewhere. There are many families in it, in which there are children too. That bus meets with an accident. At night, the fire alarm starts ringing in the rescue station, so for Shu and her team, this is the first emergency at night. The bus is standing in equilibrium at a point, and if it moved a little, it would fall into the ditch. In such a condition, a passenger helps everyone and takes everyone out of the bus. But there are still 1 or 2 passengers in it when the bus falls into the ditch. The firefighters reach there and descend into the ditch to search the bus. They tie 2 or 3 passengers with stretchers and send them up. A girl there sees that everyone has come, but her friend is not visible. So she tells them, "My friend is not here. He wore a cap and a gray shirt." Song orders all the firefighters and they try to search for him everywhere. Then they find a boy unconscious. His condition is so critical that while bringing him up with the stretcher, his life could also be lost. For this reason, a doctor will have to go down. So as Shu starts to go down, Song says to her, "I will go with you for your safety." Shu goes down and gives him a drip. He regains consciousness, and to keep him engaged, she asks him, "How did all this happen?" so that he does not become unconscious again. Otherwise, his life could be lost. While rescuing, it becomes morning. Those people are drinking water and only 1 bottle remains, which Dr. Shu and Song have to share. Just then, a junior firefighter says, "Let's make a group photo after the mission. I have to send it to my mother." Shu makes everyone's photo, but during that, Shu was only looking at Song, and Song was also looking at Shu again and again. Song says to Shu, "You worked quite well." Shu says, "With you being here, nothing can happen to me." After such a big accident, there is media coverage, so Officer Lee says, "No one else but Song will give the briefing to the media." The officer says to Song, "In this way, you will get publicity and you will get a promotion." But Song is unable to say all this and takes them to Dr. Shu and says, "She has saved the lives of many people on the spot. For this reason, you take her interview." Song is talking to Lee, and Shu sees them. Whenever she saw them together, she felt jealousy. Shu-chin is standing sad, so Song comes and asks her, "Are you feeling jealous?" So Shu says, "You know me well, so why are you asking me?" Song says, "Years ago you rejected me, and even now you are giving me no answer. So one day I will get over it and marry someone else, and I will also have children. For this reason, prepare yourself." Then, a firefighter's team comes to a building to find out how a fire started. So the building owner says the fire started due to a short circuit, but upon checking, they find out the fire was started intentionally for insurance. The owner calls some thugs. When the firefighters do not agree, the thugs start using force with them. Just then, Song comes there and saves them, and the police also reach there. During this, some firefighters get injured. Dr. Shu is treating a thug, so that thug starts threatening Song. So Song tells him his and his department's name. Shu pours more spirit on his wound and tells him her and the hospital's name too. Then Song says to Shu, "In the future, do not mess with any thug like I do." Having said this, he leaves from there. Then Jong-yu starts talking to Shu because both their families knew each other. Song is getting jealous, seeing the two of them talking while laughing. Jong-yu gets an idea of this. So, to make Song jealous, Jong-yu asks Shu, "Your mother is doing your matching in one more place. That boy is very miserable. If you find my option better, then you can consider me. I will become a good life partner." But Song is getting jealous of both. Song sees that the company owner is complaining about them. In the next scene, the three come to the boss's office. So the boss, instead of scolding them, praises them and gives tea leaves, and along with it asks them to bring a written report of this incident. Then Jong-yu says thanks to Song, if you had not come on time, I would have been lying on a hospital bed. And he says, the fire station is spreading this gossip that Shu Qin likes some firefighter. What do you think? I think she likes me, how cool I am, and it seems she is fascinated by my personality itself. Jiang Yu says such things about her nature which are against Shu Qin's nature. Song says to him, you do not know her at all. I know her well. I like her so much that you cannot even imagine. Jiang Yu, hearing this, says while laughing, mission complete. This is exactly the confession I had to make you give. Then Captain Song is shocked, and Captain Jiang rocks. Then at night, everyone is cleaning, and they find some cats. So they start feeding them and talking about them. Song is also listening to their words, so they ask Song about his dog, Meng. Song says, I am going to give him away soon. Shu says to Song, it seems those who are around you, you have no feelings for them. Her hint is also towards herself. Song understands her taunt and leaves. Chen goes to the hospital to deliver food to Shu Qin, and he finds out Shu Qin has joined the joint fire rescue team and lives here. Then in the fire rescue station, Dr. Shu comes to give some files to Jiang Yu, and Song had kept a cup of tea for himself, which she starts drinking. So Song gives her a new cup and starts drinking from that same cup from which Shu Qin had drunk. Jiang Yu notices this and teases them. Jiang Yu says, these days I'm getting homesick and want to meet my family, and this is the wish of all the boys too. Song says, if the autumn season is coming, a fire often breaks out in the jungle during these days, and we cannot get leave. Then Shu Qin gives an idea. They cannot come here and these people cannot go there, but the boys can get a surprise. Then there is a surprise for the boys. When those people come to eat food, their favorite dish is lying on the table. Then Jiang Yu announces, a special delivery has come from everyone's home. Then messages from their family members are also shown on the big screen. Song praises Dr. Shu's idea. Shu says, you are talking as if I am a cold-hearted person. Song says, when you were in school, I could recognize even then that you were never cold-hearted, but rather a warm-hearted person. Shu Qin feels this is very special. Just then, the fire alarm rings and they go to a building for a rescue. Some luggage had fallen on a man there. The rescue team comes there, so people complain about him. This man keeps wild animals in the house. The rescue team rescues that man and also enters his animals into the room. But that man's condition does not seem well, so they call Dr. Shu there. That man has no illness other than high blood pressure, but today, even after taking medicine, his condition is deteriorating. Shu says to him, you go to the hospital right now and get a checkup. Your condition is becoming critical. So that man does not agree and takes everyone out of the room and locks the room. Dr. Shu takes her responsibility and orders Song, break the door. This patient will have to be taken to the hospital right now. When they take him to the hospital, that man's family comes there and starts making a noise. If he has no illness and you also broke the doors of our house, then we will complain about you. Song comes forward and to defend Shu Qin, says to the media reporter, are you a reporter or a doctor? The doctors will decide about the illness. If you people caused a delay, then who will take responsibility? Hearing this, everyone falls silent. Then, when the test report arrives, the chief praises Dr. Shu. You had made exactly the right decision. After this, the chief says to Shu, finish your work at the fire station soon and come back to the hospital. Your talent is being wasted there. In the fire station, Song stops Shu and gives her a gift. There are 2 fishes in that gift. Song says to her, you do not need to feed them. You keep doing your overtime. They have their own system. They will manage their work and fish suit your temperament. Shu says, fine. Then remember, I will also give you some gift according to your temperament. Then, Song remembers when he stopped Shu Qin's path for the first time and asked her to be a friend. You are such a good student. Perhaps from your company, I will also become a good student. Remembering this moment, a smile comes to Song's face. Hu Qin gives a tortoise as a gift to Song and says, this suits your personality very much, and I wish you also have a long life compared to it. Song understands, I gave her such a cute gift, but she taunted me. Then Song places the tortoise in front of his dog Meng, takes a picture, sends it to Shu, and messages, thank you for my dog's food. Then Chen messages Shu, I am coming to pick you up for grocery shopping. At this same time, Song and Jiang Yu have also come for grocery shopping, so Chen and Song come face to face. So Song orders Jiang Yu and Shu, finish the shopping quickly. Your time to report to the fire station is about to come. Chen says to Song, you are not the boss of the doctors, only the boss of the firefighters. Shu Qin puts a packet of chips in the trolley, so Chen scolds her. Stay away from junk. Song understands his hint is towards me. Shu Qin decides, I will go with Song. So, Song, to tease Chen, puts 2 or 3 packets of chips in Shu's trolley. As soon as they reach the fire station, Shu receives a call from her mother and she scolds her, how did you take a decision without my will? Come home this weekend, there is your matchmaking party. The mother calls the deputy director of the hospital and says, "It is not appropriate for my girl to stay at the fire station, so have her removed from there." The next day, Jong-yu tells Song, "A complaint has come through some family member, and we will have to send the nurses and doctors back." Then Shu's mother has called Song to meet at a place and says to him, "Perhaps you have forgotten the fate of your dad, how much your dad loved you. When he was accused of bribery, he sat at my feet and begged, 'Have a little mercy on my son.' And now you are not paying attention to yourself. Do not think of colliding with us." Song gets angry hearing about his dad and says, "10 years ago the conditions were different. Now the conditions are different. If you collide with me, you will find me very strong." Shu's mother says, "Go away from Shu Qin's life. You are not worthy of her." Song says, "I have never divided people on the basis of status. I do not look down on anyone except you. Given how your mental health is, you are worthy of pity." Shu's mother taunts him, "Your mother left you and your father." Song gets up from there and leaves, and even pays the coffee bill while going. And when he comes to the fire station, Shu's friends want to practice with the fire gun, but they are unable to handle its pressure, and the water directly makes Shu wet. Shu goes to the dressing room to change clothes. Today, Song is performing the duty of a standing guard. Shu's clothes had become wet, so Shu has worn Song's clothes. Due to the long sleeves, she is unable to handle the blow dryer, so Song dries her hair. Then he remembers high school. When it is raining, Song takes Shu to his house and tells her to bathe with hot water so that she does not catch a cold. Then he dries her hair and both kiss. Then Shu asks Song, "How was your college entry test?" Song says to her, "That has nothing to do with you." Shu says, "I want to know you. I want to make up for those 10 years that we missed. That is why I have come to the fire station." Song says, "The time that has passed has passed. What I had to suffer, I have suffered. Now, whether you stay here or not, it makes no difference. You cannot make up for the past." Shu says, "I am trying my best to come close to you so that there is a little understanding between us, but you are drawing a line between us." Song says, "The line between us was drawn a long time ago. Now after tomorrow, we will rarely be able to see each other." Shu says, "Fine. I say we should now never meet." Song was drying her clothes, so she takes them and goes outside. Today is the last day for Shu and her team in the fire station, so everyone gives them a party. Today, everyone is being formal. During the conversation, their chief is mentioned. Why does he remain so silent? Then, a firefighter tells them he has been single for 10 years and is waiting for his first love. Everyone starts telling Song, "Tell something? Where is that girl?" Song first refuses and then says, "She is abroad, and it makes no difference how much I love her because it is impossible for us both." Shu gets angry at Song. When the profession is being talked about, Shu says, "No profession should be connected with social work or heroism. A profession is a profession. None of us is a hero, nor are we doing social work here." Song gets angry. Both start to argue and the atmosphere starts to get spoiled. Song says to Shu, "You come outside for a moment. I will explain it to you." Then both come outside. So Song gets angry at Shu. "Your colleagues and our firefighters have chosen this job because we like to serve the country. Everyone is not practical like you. You cannot call their dream of becoming a hero stupidity. We firefighters protect people by playing with our lives. Only for money? We could get money in any profession. Even today, you are exactly like that. In your eyes, things have importance. Money and status have importance, but feelings do not." Shu says, "You are misunderstanding. I was talking about rationality and sensibility." Song says, "To hell with your sensibility. Sometimes you become very cruel." Tears come into Shu's eyes. Song says goodbye to her and leaves from there. Shu realizes, "I said the wrong thing at the wrong time." She starts taking a last visit of the fire station, and she sees that letter which she had given to Song in high school. She becomes emotional. "He has kept my memories safe to this day." All the doctors see off Shu. Song is watching her from a distance. When Song is in the military, he goes on a mission where he shoots a sniper. Then Song also gets hit by a bullet. By then, his companions also reach there. Just then, an officer shows him the lighter and asks, "Is this girl your girlfriend?" So Song says, "No, she is my wife-to-be." The next day, Shu Qin has come on a blind date with Dong. That boy says, "I think we both are compatible for each other." So Shu says to him, "Perhaps we will be compatible, but you're not the right person. I already have a boyfriend." Having said this, Shu leaves. Jong-yu is sitting sadly eating breakfast and says to Song, "Look, the medical team has gone. I just don't feel like it." Song says, "I already told you. You are a very idealistic man. This idea was bound to flop." Jong-yu says, "Whatever had to happen to my idea has happened. You tell me. How will you spend your days when you will not see Shu Qin every day?" On this, Song hits Jong-yu. Then, Song is looking at Shu's photo on his mobile, and he accidentally calls her. When Shu Qin picks up the call, Song says to her, "I had to call Jong-yu." Shu says, "The initials of Jong-yu and my name are very far apart. I know you did not call by mistake." Song finds no excuse, so he says, "Fine, quickly submit the report of the joint rescue team, which she had already submitted to Jong Yu." So Song feels embarrassed about this. The next day, Shu finds out there is a fire drill in our hospital, meaning exercise and practice will be done. If a fire breaks out in the hospital, how should they evacuate? Shu has to play this character. A doctor has gotten stuck inside and someone will come to rescue her. The next day, Shu wakes up very fresh. "Today, Song will come to meet me." After a while, according to her script, she goes inside a dispensary and sits. Everyone starts practicing evacuating with the fire alarm. Ju is thinking, there is a flaw in the script. What is a doctor's work in a dispensary? Perhaps some nurse will get stuck here, but I am happy this role has been given to me. In the meantime, the rescue teams arrive there. Finally, Song sees her in the dispensary. Yu says to him, "If in reality you took so long to come here, you would find my dead body here." Song says, "You will not make any sound, you will not call for help, so how would we know where you are?" Shu says, "Fine, now rescue me from here and take me away." Song says, "Since you are showing so much attitude, a crane will come for you if you will not go by the straight path." Ju is embarrassed, imagining, in front of so many people, I am descending from the 5th floor by a crane like a trophy. Just then, an earthquake occurs there. So Song moves forward and stands in front of Shu and takes the luggage that was about to fall on Shu upon himself. A real emergency is created there. Song tells his team to get out of there and turns and looks to see that Shu Qin is not injured. So, with his safety shoes, he moves forward, picks her up, brings her out, and takes his team to the fire station. The rescue team quickly gets ready and goes to the center of the earthquake, Wangshang, while the doctors are called to a seminar and they are told, "Those of you who are willing will set out tonight for the medical camp in Wangshang. You people have up to 1 hour's time." So, Shu Qin gets ready in a minute. Shu and a very big team with her from the hospital sit in the buses. When they set out for Wangsheng, it is also raining at that time. The firefighters reach near Wangsheng, but due to landsliding, their vehicles could not go forward. So they pick up their necessary luggage and start moving forward on foot. When Shu Qin and the medical team reach that city, it has become morning. At that time, the firefighters go to rescue from a building and save the lives of some people. Here a boy is trapped under some debris. To take him out, Song takes all the weight upon himself and also keeps him engaged. That boy tells him, "Actually, I am a general surgeon, and my hand has become useless. I will never be able to lift a surgical knife." So Song says to him, "You are young, the whole life lies ahead of you. You can choose any profession." Jong Yu is very sad. Then there is chaos in the medical camp. Zhu Qin is called for that boy's surgery. That boy requests, "Do anything but save my hand. I am also a surgeon like you." Shu says, "You are still young. The whole life lies ahead of you. You can choose any profession." He says, "You and that firefighter are alike who saved me." Song feels that Jong Yu is not taking a break, so Song tells all the boys to take a break. But Jong Yu is not stopping. Jong Yu tells Song, "Actually, nothing has been known about my mom since yesterday. She had also come to this area to meet some relative. I feel something has happened to Mother." While talking about this, aftershocks of the earthquake start coming again. They save their lives with difficulty. On the other side, Shu Qin is performing surgery. She does not let her hand shake, and after completing the surgery says his hand has been saved, but he will never be able to operate a surgical knife. Then the chief has called them to another place. So, while going there, she comes face to face with Song, and their eyes meet for a few seconds. Song and his team are doing a rescue mission. Removing the debris, they go down into the building and send a girl out. After this, they get busy searching for more people. A lady is visible under the rubble. Shu Qin touches her and says, "She is already dead. Let's go and look somewhere else." Song turns her, so she is pregnant. Shu Qin checks the child's heartbeat and says, "The child's heartbeat is running." Shu Qin has 5 minutes to perform a C-section. Otherwise, he would die. So, Song also helps her, and Dr. Lena also comes down. Then she performs the C-section and takes the child out. All the firefighters start shouting slogans with joy and welcome that child. Shu Qin remembers that day on which she had taken the oath. She is crying on the side, and everyone is considering her a hero. Song and Shu Qin start to leave from there. Just then, aftershocks start coming, so Song supports Shu Qin. Song's health deteriorates due to dehydration and non-stop work. So Shu quickly brings food and water for them from her car and says, "Everyone take care of your food and water and also take a break." Song's health is very bad, but he sets out on the next mission. Shu Qin and Song look at each other for a moment and set out on their respective work. Officer Lee is trying to find out about Jong Yu's mother, but as of now, there is no data on rescuers and those who died. A rescue boy tells Kuchin, "The chief's health is bad. He is neither taking any treatment, nor is he resting." Hearing this, Shu Qin runs towards his truck to check him. She is afraid. "Let him not have collapsed. but he is breathing, so she does not want to disturb him while he is resting and leaves from there. After a while, Jang-yu tells Song, Shu had come to see you, but she did not want to disturb you, so she did not wake you up. Jang-yu had been marking lines on his vehicle for as many people as he had rescued until now. Just then, Officer Lee comes there and tells him his mom had gone to the hospital to meet someone, but everyone there has been buried and no one has been rescued yet there. Hearing this, Jang-yu starts crying and says, I have become an orphan. My mother is no longer in this world. Just then, they have to go to another site. So everyone gets ready and says, no one should disturb Jiang-yu, but Jiang-yu is the first one to sit in the truck. At the next site, aftershocks start coming and more rubble of that building falls. Here, the firefighters save their lives with difficulty. But after a while, Meng starts making a noise and starts running towards that building. Song is missing, and he has not even come out of the building. The firefighters are disappointed. How will we take Song out from so much rubble? At that same time, Shu-chin's heart also suddenly starts pounding, and she feels dizzy because she had also not rested. And she gets the news. In a nearby clinic building, a firefighter has been buried under the rubble after the aftershocks, and a doctor is needed to save him. So Shu sets out for that site, taking 2 nurses along. It has become evening. Everyone is searching for their chief under the rubble. Meng repeatedly goes to one place and starts barking. Then they look with the help of a life detector and find signs of life. Everyone starts removing it again. When a hole is made there, they see Song. A slab has fallen on top of him. In the meantime, Shu-chin also reaches there. She asks everyone about Song, but no one speaks. They just point with their eyes. Shu says to Jang-yu, send me down right now. Jang-yu says, I cannot put your life in danger. Shu-chin says, the one who is down there, he is my life. I have to save him. Then they send Dr. Shu down with a safety rope. After going down, she finds out that Song's pulse is very weak. Life-saving drugs will have to be given to him right there. Shu-chin gives him a drip while crying and keeps saying this very thing, Song, do not leave me alone here. Just then, Shu receives an emergency call, so they take her out because they also have to take Song out. On the other side, the firefighters go to Song and start cutting the slab that had fallen on him and keep talking with Song. Whether he listens or not, they sometimes cry and sometimes laugh. Then they send Song up through the safety rope. When they are taking Song on the stretcher, Officer Liu also sees him, and they put Song in the ambulance and send him to the camp. When Shu-chin comes out after performing the surgery, she finds out Song's surgery is happening in tent number 1. She goes and sits in front of the tent and does not have the courage to look inside. Just then, Song's dog, Meng, also reaches there. Shu-chin makes him sit with her and starts waiting outside the tent. Just then, another patient arrives there who needs surgery, so Shu goes to perform his surgery. The firefighters are also very troubled because 4 hours had passed since Song went in, but his surgery was still going on. The junior boys refuse to eat or drink anything, but Jang-yu orders them and forcibly feeds them. Shu-chin completes her surgery and runs towards tent number 1. A dead body is coming out from that tent. She becomes very afraid and stops the stretcher and lifts its cover. It is not Song. Then she finds out the firefighter survived. Shu-chin immediately goes and starts searching everywhere. Then she finds Song, but she had worked so hard that she collapses right there. On the other side, Chen has sent many donations, but he did not want any publicity. Xiao Yixiao also comes there and says, I also want to help the rescuers, and our meeting with Shu-chin will also happen. You also come with us? In the medical camp, Song is lying on one bed, and Shu-chin is lying on the second bed because she really needs rest. Shu-chin's eyes open, and there is a little distance between Shu-chin's and Song's beds. So Shu-chin pulls herself and brings herself close to Song and covers Song. At midnight, Song regains consciousness and sees beside him that Shu-chin is lying there. Those two are looking at each other. Then the sound of the nurse speaking comes from outside, so both start pretending to sleep. The nurse is surprised. Why are their beds joined so much? Then she puts Shu-chin's bed to the side and starts changing Song's drip and says along with it, I know you both are not sleeping. For this reason, just let me tell you that this is a time for rest, not for flirting. Having said this, she leaves, and after her departure, those two start smiling while looking at each other. On the other side, Jang-yu is missing his mother very much. So Officer Lee comes to him and says, there is a call for you. Jang-yu picks up the call while being afraid, so his mother is talking. She is under treatment, but she is out of danger. Then Chen reaches the medical camp with Xiao Yixiao taking his supplies and asks, where is my sister? So he finds out she is resting and has been given a drip. He goes into that camp and covers his sister and sees that Song is lying on the bed next to her. Seeing this, his mood gets spoiled. The next day, Shu-chin is discharged and starts taking care of Song herself. And again, she leaves a warm bottle in his hand so that his hands get relief. A nurse tells Dr. Shu, "Your brother has given these things for you." Shu-chin, hearing this, calls Chen, so Chen says to her, "I was going to another city for some work. I stopped by you on the way." Next, the rescue boys tell Song, the child whose life was saved has become quite famous, and along with her, Dr. Shu-chin too. And everyone tells Song, "When you were buried down there, Shu-chin came down to save your life. If you had been conscious, you would have given your heart to Dr. Shu, and as much as she has cried, all of our tears combined would not be as much, and she told us that you are her life." Then everyone teases Song. After everyone leaves, Jong Yu comes to Song and says, "Joking aside, but whatever we told you about Dr. Shu is all true. Therefore, please value Dr. Shu's feelings." When Song wakes up at night, he sees Shu has fallen asleep while waiting outside his tent. Then, Song says to Shu, "Will you help me a little in making me walk?" So, Shu starts making him walk. And sitting in one place, they remember, "We had come here before too. We visited here in the summer break of school life." Dr. Shu takes out a lighter from her pocket, gives it to Song, and says, "I found this from your fire truck and I kept it with me." Just then, Shu receives an emergency call and starts to leave. So, Song says to her, "When we go back from here, why don't we start meeting again?" Song also says, "Yes." After rescuing, they all start going back. So, the people there have brought gifts and bouquets for them, so Song gets a bouquet. Song sees Shu-chin in front of him. There is no bouquet in her hand, so Song throws that bouquet towards Shu. So, Shu keeps it with joy. One day, Shu messages Song, "How is your health now?" Song says, "I am better, and I am on leave these days." Song asks Shu-chin, "Do you want to meet me?" So, Shu-chin says to him, "Yes." Song says, "Fine, you get ready," and reach downstairs. Shu gets ready and comes, and Song is waiting for her. Song says to Shu, "Why don't we go to see a movie?" Shu-chin says, "Today the traffic was heavy, we go by the subway." So it seems fine to Song too. Shu-chin and Song are looking at the train tracks. So Shu says to him, "These are also like us. In appearance, they seem parallel and will never intercept." Song says, "These were never parallel. They will surely meet." When they go into the train is also fully packed. After this, those people start taking tickets for the movie. Song shows Shu-chin chocolates, but she no longer has any interest in them. Then, while they are watching the movie, one thing is bothering Song. Someone had the fire exit closed. So he goes and has it opened. And when he comes back and asks Shu what happened at the start of the movie, Shu says, "I know nothing. I was busy looking at you. What are you doing?" Hearing this, Song becomes touched. Then when Song goes to drop Shu-chin, snowfall is happening. Song goes to drop her to Shu's apartment. So Shu says, "We have not had dinner. Why don't you come upstairs and make something for me?" But Song says, "I have seen that there is no grocery in your house." For this reason, both go to a nearby grocery shop. Here, Song finds out Shu has left spicy food. But Song has developed a habit of spicy food. Both start laughing at this matter. After this, Song makes food for Shu and both have a candlelight dinner. Shu says to Song, "Before, you were not like this. Now you have become very serious and a macho man. Clean and tidy too, you do so many works. But I have become very boring after separating from you. No sparkle has remained in my life." After the dinner, Song washes the dishes, so Shu says to him, "You go after drinking tea." So Song says, "Now it has become very late. I should go." Having said this, he leaves. Shu is unable to stop him and goes downstairs by the lift. But Song is nowhere. Then Song comes from behind and says to Shu, "Even now you love me." Shu says, "For so many years, I love only you." Song says, "I do not care what our future will be, whether the families will let us be together or not. But for so many years, I am not able to move from you, nor you from me. This means there is some special bond between us. Make a decision today. I want to date you. Can we both become one?" Shu becomes emotional. When Song does not receive any answer and starts to leave, Shu stops him and says, "Yes, I have made my decision. I will marry you." Then they come into the apartment. After so many years, Shu-chin had taken the decision of her life into her own hands. Song was standing side by side with her, and he will remain standing by her side. This is what he says. Song's morning is with Shu. Looking outside, they see snowfall is happening. When they see this sight, they remember when Shu-chin went to Song's house in school life. She had said, "That is my dream house, and today too, that very one is my dream house." Then Song reminds her, "Stop talking and get ready. You have to go to work today." Song makes breakfast for her, so Shu asks him, "What have you to do today?" So Song says, "You do not worry about me. I will spend my day very well. In the evening, I have to go to meet a friend." When Shu finds out that friend is Officer Lee, her mood gets spoiled. Song feels that Shu is jealous because of Lee, so he kisses Shu and says, "You are my girlfriend, and no one else is more important for me than you." After dropping Shu at the hospital, Song comes home and his sister starts sniffing him like customs dogs. Let it not be that the fragrance of Lady's perfume is coming from him. Upon the mother's asking, she tells her, "I am checking. Let it not be that my brother goes astray." Song starts smiling and says, "I have an announcement, and that is that Shu Qin is now my girlfriend." Before Meow could open her mouth to say something upside down, the mother puts food in her mouth. The aunt has no objection. On the other side, Shu Qin is upset because the whole day had passed, but Song had not even sent a message to her. Shu messages him. So Song says to her, "Wait for me, I am coming in 10 minutes. Song comes, so Shu says to him, "I was indeed missing you. I messaged just for that. Let it not be that I forget your face." Song says to her, "Now look at it properly." Shu Qin says, "I am tired of looking at your face again and again." Song gets annoyed and starts to leave, so Shu stops him and says, "I missed you very much." Song brings some present for Shu. They are like rescuers, and he gives a hammer and says, "Oh, like the last time, if some incident happens with you, then you can open it with this hammer." And he teaches her to use a fire extinguisher and wishes, "Let it be that you never have to use this." Then both start going up by the elevator. So Zhu understands that Song intentionally did not message me the whole day. So Shu says to Song, "Are you playing hard to get with me?" But Song says, "I wanted you to confess your feelings yourself. If you miss me, then why don't you say it?" Zhu gets angry and says, "I have a lot of work to do. You go from here." And she goes up by the elevator and says, "Song did not even try to persuade me once." In the meantime, her bell rings, and Song comes inside and says, "Yes, I am not playing hard to get. I want you to share your emotions sincerely with me. At least tell me what is in your heart." So Shu Qin agrees. Song says, "There is no one in my heart other than you. I kept missing you the whole day. I just want this, that you should share your feelings with me. There is no need for you to be nervous or shy. We are going to get married very soon." Shu says, "Some girls are such that everything is expressed through their eyes. Specifically, I am one of them." Song says, "You are even better than them for me. I understand all your feelings very well." Next morning, Shu is going to her work and Song is also getting ready. So Shu asks him, "I have seen a scar on your shoulder. What is it from?" Song tells a lie to her. "Once glass had hit me. My job is just like that." This is a common thing. But Shu Qin says, "No, that was the mark of a bullet." Song makes her busy and talk and sends her to the hospital. While Shu is having lunch with Song, Xiao Yixiao sees the two of them and meets them very well. And at the end, he says, "Whether I tell Chen or not, this depends on my mood." Then, when Chen had come to the bar in the evening, Xiao Yixiao asks Chen, "Do you know anything about Shu and Song?" So Chen knows nothing about this matter. While Chen is with his dad, Chen find out that Shu has not come home for many days. So Chen says, "Something is fishy." When she is free from work, she messages Song, "I am about to come home in some time, so I meet you right there." Chen is also coming towards Shu, so Chen sees Song there. So those two are looking at each other with eyes that could devour the other. When Shu arrives, she hides behind Song. Song says to her, "You go upstairs. We have to talk about some things." Shu leaves, so Chen says to Song, "You are being selfish. You do not deserve our sister. If Mother and Papa find out, they will leave you. Look at what area you live in, and look at our sister. Look at what area we have gotten her a house in." Song says to him, "What are you explaining to me? You teach her to live? You yourself are drowning in deep waters, and you do not even know your sister, what she wants and what she does not want. You people caused my breakup because I used to take her to bars and make her wander. She always wanted to remain free. The more you suppress her, the more she will go into depression." Looking at the high building, he says, "You have gotten her a house in a very good place, but do you know that in this luxury apartment she takes sleeping pills every day? She does not get sleep, and I am afraid that one day she might jump from this building and give up her life." Having said this, he leaves. Chen trembles imagining all this. Shu asks Song, "Did a fight not occur between the two?" So Song says to her, "Go and see your brother." So instead of going, Shu Qin closes the door. Song quite likes this style and boldness of Shu. Chen goes from there to Xiao Yixiao and starts having many drinks. On the other side, Song and Shu Qin are sitting together. Shu says, "I am not afraid of anyone, but my mother and daddy have many favors upon me. I was adopted, but they love me as much as Chen. I did not want to prove myself a disappointed daughter. For this reason, I used to agree with them every time. She was not my real mother, but when I used to be ill, she used to stay up for me the whole night. I used to feel safe with them." Song says, "From now on, I am your safe zone." Song has made breakfast for Shu, and Shu tells her, "My vacations are about to end, and in a few days, I will go to work." Song says, "You know, you even get fewer vacations. From now on, we will meet less often. Song says, you know, there are more vacations for married people. This is the law. Why don't we get married? Just then, her mother's call arrives. She goes to the side to listen. Mother says to her, 1 month has passed. You have not come home. If you do not take a vacation, I will tell the director and have your vacations given to you. Zhu promises to meet and comes and says to Song, today evening I will not come home because I have to go to meet mother. Song says to her, best of luck. In the next scene, Song is talking to Shu and both are saying things like, I love you, I miss you to each other. When the call is cut, Meow was also listening to all this. Then, she comes and teases Song. On the other side, Shu gathers courage and says to mother, I am dating someone. So they say, break up with him right now. Shu says, I cannot live without him. Song is the love of my life. Hearing this, the mother gets very angry. Mother says, fine, you keep Song and in exchange, you leave us. Is leaving the family acceptable to you? Without thinking for a minute, Shu Qin takes out the keys to the car in the apartment from her bag and puts them down. Mother says, you have disheartened me very much. The dad says, you have become very disobedient. The doors of that house are closed for her. Next, Song receives Shu's call and he sets out to meet her. Shu is sitting in one place having become homeless and hugs Song upon seeing him. Song says to her, you are not homeless, now you will stay with me at my house? Song brings her home and gives the keys and says, this is my room. You can stay here as long as you want. When he brings her into the house, the aunt and uncle have arranged dinner and they welcome Shu. Shu Qin becomes happy seeing their love. Here, Song announces, we both are going to get married. Hearing this, everyone becomes happy. Shu has no clothes, so she has to wear Song's shirt. Next morning, Song gets breakfast ready for Shu. Here, everyone is taking care of Shu. Then Meow has come with Shu to her apartment to take some things, and she picks up only those things which she had bought herself. Shu and Song are trying out a bed, which soft bed Shu Qin likes. Then it is found out it will take 2 weeks for this bed to be delivered because there was a problem in shifting it. So, Song calls the boys. His boys tease him, has this girl also to be moved along with this bed? Then Song and Shu Qin renovate their room themselves. Song likes that Shu works with her delicate hands, so he says to her, you let it be. I will do the rest myself. Song's time to go to his job comes, so Shu comes to see him off. Song says to her, you do not need to take any pressure while living in this house. You do exactly as your heart desires. Then Song hugs her and leaves after kissing her. Everyone takes great care of Shu, especially the uncle, who ignores his wife to serve Shu. So Shu feels very special. Chen starts to stay sad and keeps working overtime. On the other side, Song becomes free at night and calls Shu Qin and says to her, you have just moved into that house. You must be feeling awkward there. If I had spent a few more days with you, perhaps you would have felt better. Shu says, I do miss you, but you stay worry-free. Aunt and uncle take very good care of me. The next day, Shu is standing waiting for a taxi. So Chen puts her in the car and goes to drop her at the hospital. Chen says to her, mother told me that you have chosen Song and left our family. Chen asks her, are you happy? Shu says, when I am with Song, I am very happy. But there is a guilt that I should not have disappointed the family like this. She says to Chen, will you help me in convincing mother? Chen says, the one whom you loved, you have found him. You have made the decision and now go and live your life. He leaves. Then a message comes from Shu to Chen. I am happy, but I want that the kind of happiness I am feeling, you also feel that free and happy one day. Next, Shu's mother says to her, this weekend you will spend with me. On the weekend, Shu's mother has brought her to the mall, and at that same time, Songyan and Meow have also come to that same mall. Songyan had to buy some things for Shu. When Shu is about to sit in the car, there is a boy in the driver's seat who is her next blind date. Just then, a voice comes from behind. Sister-in-law, you are also here? Mother is shocked, and the blind date boy is too. Mother says, there is nothing like that. That boy was Shu's boyfriend, but she has already dumped him. Songyan stands silent. Shu Qin says, no, I have not dumped anyone. This is my boyfriend. I love Songyan, and I will always love him. Songyan catches Shu's hand and greets the mother. Mother leaves in anger. Songyan hugs Shu and says to her, I know this time must have been very difficult for you. Now when you go to your mother and daddy's house, I will go with you because I want to stand with you. Next, while Shu Qin is sleeping, as she sees a dream, something has happened to Songyan. She calls Songyan, but he was not picking up the phone. Then Songyan's call comes. She tells him, I have seen a nightmare. Please take care of yourself. Songyan says to her, I have been doing this work for many years. I know how to ensure my own safety. Now you sleep peacefully. The next day, the alarm rings at night, and everyone sets out for the rescue. In a factory, poisonous gas had mixed with acid, so they had to go there for the rescue. There are 3 patients who had been sent to the hospital. Now, to stop the gas leakage, they had to go inside and close its valve, for which Songyan and another boy go wearing special suits and close the leakage. Then they go through the safety procedure, and after a while, Songyan's head starts to spin, and he becomes unconscious. A firefighter sees there is a small hole in his clothes. which has been caused by colliding with something. Now Song-yan is taken to the hospital. Before this, all the cyanide patients who had come had died, and now Song-yan had come due to that poisoning. Shu tries her best to save him. His pulse returns, but whether they will be able to depoison his body or not, for this, all the doctors gather and say, Song-yan is now out of danger. Shu comes to Song-yan and says, your results are normal. But Shu is angry at him and says, who told me I am fully trained? Who said that I know how to ensure my safety? Is this how you ensure safety? Perhaps you consider me a selfish person. I have lost a lot, now I cannot lose you. Song-yan hugs her. Song-yan goes to his boss and, gifting him tea, says, I want to be transferred. The boss asks him, are you not getting married? Hearing this, Song-yan starts to smile, so the boss understands and says, I will have you transferred soon. In the hospital, upon a small mistake, Shu's boss says to her, you are being removed from the research team. Shu asks him, what is the proper reason? But he has no good reason. Next, a fire breaks out in a building, so the firefighters go there and start rescuing people. After a while, explosions start occurring in the building. There was a danger to the lives of the firefighters, so Song-yan calls everyone out. After a while, they remember that a firefighter, Da Peng, has remained inside, so everyone goes inside to search for Da Peng. They find Da Peng badly burnt. He had given his equipment to someone else. They take him to the hospital. Zhu Qin hears the news. A fire broke out in a building and a firefighter has been badly injured. Shu is worried for Song-yan, so she reaches the hospital. Just then, Song-yan also reaches there. Dr. Yang tells them, we could not save him. Song-yan becomes upset and leaves outside in anger. Shu stops him and asks, what is going on in your mind? Song-yan says, I was their instructor. He was my responsibility, and until I complete the investigation, I will not transfer my department. Song-yan begins investigating in the burnt building. The time for Da Peng's last rituals arrives. Song-yan tells Zhang-yu, this was not an accident. The company whose building this is behind this. When he takes the company's name, Zhang-yu is surprised and tells him, this is Shu Qin's father's company. The Hmong company had spread a meme. The fault behind the fire breaking out is not ours, but rather the rescue department's, as they had not rescued properly. Then, Song-yan takes time out from the office to meet Shu and tells the whole truth. According to my investigation, your father's company was behind this accident, and I am also receiving threats about what losses I might have to suffer if I tried to lay a hand on them. Shu says, do whatever you have to do according to your responsibility. I have no complaint against you. Song-yan says to her, what things you are having to face because of me? I could not give you an ideal life. Shu Qin says, I feel bad for you. You are such a good person. You work so hard, yet there are difficulties in your life. You are having to fight against so many things. A high-level meeting of the rescue department occurs, and Song-yan places all the evidence of the investigation before them. In the hospital, some people of Shu's mother had come to threaten the injured worker of that company. Then, Shu's mother receives a call. Dad has been taken for investigation, and all this has been done by firefighter Song-yan. But when Song-yan comes home on leave, an employee of the dad's company is handing something to him. Song-yan takes that money to his boss and says, see how much of a heavy bribe has been forcibly given to me. The boss says, there are some black sheep in our own department who have presented your evidence in such a way that it seems they are completely clear that there was no fault in their material and the mistake was on the part of the rescue department. At night, when Shu wakes up, Song-yan is not there. He is sitting on the roof having a drink. He tells Shu, I have been suspended. Shu tells him not to be troubled and says, you are right. In time, everything will come to light. Think about changing your career. Song-yan says, I have given many years to this field. Once this issue is resolved, then I will think about changing it. Right now, I cannot take any stand. In the hospital, the employee who is injured, his family had financial issues. They had to pay the hospital bill, so Shu helps them and pays the bill. That lady is grateful and decides, Shu has helped her, so in return, I will also help her. Then, some employees of the company are caught who had changed the material, and the rescue department is proven innocent. After Da Peng's departure, they bring a change in the equipment in the rescue department. They start using robots so that they can be used in this kind of fire and the lives of firefighters can be saved. Song-yan is making breakfast, so Shu asks him, what happened to your job? Song-yan says, I am not switching my job. The department needs me, and anyway, you had a concern about safety. So many advanced technologies have come to our station, after which our safety level has gone up very much. Shu says, so you had been sitting there thinking this already. You did not even consult me. Is there any value of mine in your eyes? Do you consider me your life partner or not? Shu had come to know much more. She asks, You had failed the college entry test. You did not tell me the reason for this. You were hit by a bullet in the military. You never told me this either. In reality, the Meng family was behind all this. Songyan tells her nothing, so Shu throws her cut vegetables at his face and says, he does not trust me. Shu gets angry at him and goes to Dr. Yang's house. Songyan is troubled, so he is calling her, but she does not pick up the call. Songyan is taking tips from everyone. If someone's girlfriend gets angry, how is she persuaded? Here, the whole team teases him. A patient had come to Dr. Yang, who was a psychopath. Shu saves Dr. Yang, but that psychopath injures Shu. Songyan finds out that Dr. Shu has been hurt, so Songyan calls Shu, but she says, it is a minor wound. You do not need to be troubled. Songyan somehow finds out and reaches Yang's house and also brings many things for her. Songyan tries to melt Shuqin's heart, but Shuqin says, until you clear all the things of the past to me, let there be no secrets between us, then I will go with you. The next day when Songyan goes home, the family notices Shu is not coming home these days. Songyan says she is busy with work, that is why she is not coming. Miao goes to Shu and asks her, has a fight occurred between you and brother? Shu says to her, there are many such things which he has not told me. I will break up with your brother if you do not tell me the truth. Miao was simple. Shu tells her the whole truth. After you went overseas, much cruelty was done to my brother and every effort was made to ruin his career. Other than becoming a firefighter, he had no other way. After hearing all this, tears come into Shu's eyes and she is ashamed. My parents are such fallen human beings. Shu goes to her parents and asks all this, so the dad has no knowledge of this. Mother says, we gave you shelter and food, and today you will give us this reward? Shu says, you did not raise me as a daughter. You wanted a doll. I always obeyed you. And to find one love, I became disobedient. Mother says emotionally, fine, file a report in the police against me. Shu says, what had to happen has happened. Now I will not allow you to hurt Songyan's life anymore. She is so hurt that while leaving, she takes down the family photo and throws it down. Shu is waiting for Songyan outside the house. When he arrives, Shu hugs him and says, Songyan was always right. Chen goes to Xiao Yixiao's bar, so a friend of Yezi tells him, your crush has arrived in the bar. Yezi gets ready and reaches there. Chen is drunk. She takes him home. Chen's mother calls him, so Yezi picks up the call and talks while crying. Then Yezi calls the police and says, rescue me. In the meantime, Chen wakes up and says, I was drunk. I was not dead. I know everything. The police catch Chen and take him to the police station. Song Yan goes to Shu and tells her, an emergency has happened with your brother. Xiao Yixiao also calls her and tells her. Then when she goes to the police station, the mother says, I am fully sure he cannot do anything like this. He is depressed. That is why he is silent. Xiao Yixiao tells them that girl had gotten all the CCTV footage destroyed, along with the employees there, and they have no evidence. But Miao has evidence because she had seen Yezi coming out of the dormitory and had made all the evidence by following her when Yezi was wounding herself. Song Yan knew Yezi is Miao's friend, so he goes to her and asks, you must know something about her. Miao says, if something bad is happening with them, let it happen. They ruined your life and you have set out to save them. I cannot forget this. I will not help them. Song Yan explains to her, and he finds out she surely has something. Xiao Yixiao find out about this, so he tells the uncle and aunt. The uncle and aunt come to Miao's house and say to her, you ask for it. What do you want? Miao says, if you people have to take revenge, take it from me. Miao says, when you people were getting my brother expelled from the university, my dad knelt down before you and requested that you not ruin his future. I want that you also kneel down before me. Now the mother with such a big ego bows before her and begs, save my son from being a rapist. Miao says, fine. I accept your apology because Yu Qin is my sister-in-law. After this, Chen is released and Yezi is caught. Due to what happened in the police station, Shu starts to cry. Song Yan explains to her, this is all the account of life. Mother is admitted to the hospital because she had a psychological issue. Shu's dad calls her for a meal and says, these works were for your mother to do. She will not do them, but I am ready to do them. And mother is ashamed. She is not worthy of meeting anyone's eyes. Whatever you do, remember, dad is standing with you. Shu Qin and Song Yan enjoy the view of the rain from the window. Next, Shu's dad comes to Song Yan's house. Song Yan's family meets him well. This meeting of both families is declared official. The dad toasts Shu Qin and Song Yan for the best life and gives many wishes. While leaving, the dad says to Shu, only Song Yan will go to drop me. He wanted to talk to Song Yan in private. Song Yan says to him, you do not worry. I know she is your daughter. I have forgotten everything of the past. It will have no effect on Shu's future. After this, Song Yan takes Shu to a house and says, if you like it, I will talk to the landlady. Shu says, yes, I like this house. Then Song Yan has the landlady call Shu. It means Shu is the owner of that house. Then Songyan kneels down before Shu and, taking out a ring, proposes to her. You are my past, you are my today, and I want to make only you my future. Will you marry me? Shu says, of course. Then both hug happily. Then one day, Songyan calls Shu to the fire station. She goes inside and the lights are off and the firefighters have turned on their lights. Everyone teases them. We had a suspicion since the first day that there is surely something between the two of them. Then they show Miao, who is selecting a wedding dress for her sister-in-law and is trying them on and sending their pics to Shu. Chen goes to meet Shu and says, I am very happy for your wedding, and gives her best wishes. Along with it, he also praises her ring. Then Miao has brought a crown for the sister-in-law and puts it on her. Songyan arrives from above, so he praises Shu a lot and they plan their wedding. Then Miao is waiting for the brother and sister-in-law for a photo shoot. Finally, the couple arrives. Both are looking very beautiful. Shu Qin says to Songyan, I am feeling regret that I wasted 10 years. I should have patched up with you much earlier. Then a storm comes, so due to landsliding, some cars get buried under a bridge. Shu's mother is also right there. So the rescue team find out about this accident, so they start taking people out from there. Songyan notices that one car is left at the end, so Songyan removes the debris and looks. Zhu's mother is there. Songyan saves her life by carrying her. Then Shu Qin's mother gives him soup. Shu wanted the wedding to be a bit simple, but her mother says, it is my daughter's wedding. It should be something grand. Shu is happy to hear this, as the mother has accepted Songyan. Songyan comes home and starts packing with Shu because they have to shift. Shu tells Songyan, Xiao Yixiao and Chen have invited me for a barbecue night, and also tells Songyan to go. So Songyan agrees. For the first time, Songyan and Chen meet while smiling and eat food together and enjoy. The next morning, Shu wakes up and Songyan is not there. So she goes to the rooftop of the house and sees Songyan is waiting for her there. Both sit together. Shu asks him, when you became a soldier, what oath did you take?